Good morning everyone. Welcome to Narayana online video classes. Today for class 8 trigonometry we are going to study. In that the subtopic what I am going to discuss is sine of trigonometric ratios and trigonometric ratios of 90 degrees plus a, 180 degrees minus a and 180 degrees plus a. Means based on this what are the problems we have we are going to discuss. First let us understand what is the sine of trigonometric ratio. What I am going to discuss here is we have divided a coordinate plane into 4 quadrants by 2 mutually perpendicular lines, that is x axis as well as y axis. Now, so that those lines x axis as well as y axis, one is vertical as well as horizontal line, are dividing the coordinate plane into 4 quadrants. In each quadrant, what is the sign of each trigonometric ratio? That is the discussion now. Now let us see that. If you look at the coordinate system, rectangular Cartesian coordinate system we will call it as, because the angle between these two axes is 90 degrees. This is x, this is y, x dash, y dash. Of course this is positive, positive, negative and negative. This is the origin. So we have quadrant 1, this is quadrant 2, this is quadrant 3, this is quadrant 4. Okay, what is quadrant? Quadrant is a region bounded between the coordinate axis. None of the quadrants includes the axis. That's very important point. So first thing, if you take any point over here, okay, if you take theta as that, theta will be always lie between 0 and 90 degrees. It never includes 0 as well as 90. Now if you take the next quadrant, it is lying between 90 and 180 degrees. Now quadrant 3, theta lies between 180 degrees and 270 degrees. If you take quadrant 4, it lies between 270 degrees and 360 degrees. Okay. Now, if it, that is here, all trigonometric ratios are positive in this quadrant 1. All trigonometric ratios, all 6 trigonometric ratios, sine, cos, tan, cosecant, secant as well as cot. All trigonometric ratios are positive. Means sine of any acute angle 0 degrees to 90 degrees means that angle is said to be an acute angle. The acute angle of each trigonometric ratio is positive. That is what we have to understand by this. Next, if you take in quadrant 2, otherwise another way to remember it is all silver. It is an easy technique to remember what all trigonometric ratios are positive in the concerned quadrant. S stands for sine and its reciprocal is cosecant. Sine and cosecant, okay, of theta. Sine theta is positive as well as cosecant theta is positive if it lies in second quadrant. The third one is T. T means we will focus on capital T. That is standing for tan theta as well as cot theta. Its reciprocal is cot theta. Tan theta and cot theta both are positive in quadrant 3, where theta is of course between 180 degrees and 270 degrees. Now if you take quadrant 4, it is said to be all silver T cups. C stands for cos theta and its reciprocal secant theta. So here cos theta and secant theta both are positive in the 4th quadrant. This is what you have to understand and keep in mind. Very important point. First is all trigonometric ratios are positive. Second is silver. Silver you have to focus on S. S stands for sine theta and its reciprocal cosecant theta both are positive here. Third is T. T means we focus on capital T, that is standing for tan theta and of course its reciprocal cot theta. Tan theta and cot theta both positive in this quadrant 3. Next we have quadrant 4, which is cups. C stands for cos and secant. Cos theta as well as secant theta are positive in this particular 4th quadrant. This is very first point you have to keep in mind. Now we will see one problem based on theta in particular quadrant. Then what about the other rest of the one particular trigonometric ratio will be given by specifying theta is in so and so quadrant. Then he will ask you to find out the rest of trigonometric functions or their relation, whatever. It can be any kind of question. Let us observe one question based on that. I revise once again. If theta is in first quadrant, that is if theta is acute angle, all trigonometric ratios are positive. That is why I am calling it as all, to remember it easily. Next we have silver. S stands for sine. Sine theta and cosecant theta are positive. If theta is in second quadrant, it means theta lies between 90 degrees and 180 degrees. The third is quadrant 3. Here we will call it as all silver. T we call. T stands for tan and cot. Tan theta, cot theta, where theta is an angle between 180 degrees and 270 degrees. Then we have quadrant 4. Quadrant 4 we have cups, we will call it as. C stands for cos as well as its reciprocal secant. Cos theta and secant theta lie in quadrant 4. Lie in the sense they are positive over there. Here theta is in between 270 degrees and 360 degrees. Now we see one problem based on this particular concept. If sin theta is equal to minus 7 by 25 and theta is in third quadrant, then find the value of 7 cot theta minus 24 tan theta upon 7 cot theta plus 24 tan theta. That is a question for us. Okay. Now what is he giving? Sin theta value is giving us minus 7 by 25. Okay. And specifying that theta is in third quadrant. Already we have seen if theta is in third quadrant means if theta lies between 180 degrees and 270 degrees, his sign is negative. So he is clearly mentioning minus sign over there. Okay. Now tan theta and cot theta values we have to find out. If you once know the values of tan theta and cot theta, we can substitute and get the answer easily. Now let us see. Theta is tan theta. Let us specify it as theta, and let me take it as 7 upon 25. It is ABC. So otherwise we can take it as 7k, 25k as the ratio is given. Forget about minus sign for some time. Then what you have? What about BC? We can apply trigonometric Pythagoras rule. By that we can get it as 24 times k. Why? Because we have solution. Let us take in triangle ABC. We have BC square is equal to AC square. It's a from Pythagoras theorem we'll get it. AC square minus AB square. That is going to be 625k square minus 49k square. That is going to be 576k square. That is BC square. Therefore BC is going to be 24k. So we got BC value. Fine. Forget about sign for some time, as I told you. Let us see how to deal with that. Now BC value of 24k we have. Okay then. Now we are going for tan theta and cot theta values. If you take tan theta is what? For theta it is opposite by the ratio to the opposite side to what you can say adjacent side. So it is obviously 7 upon 24. Okay. What about cot theta? Cot theta also it is a ratio to adjacent to opposite, that is 24 upon 7. If you look at the signs, I am not writing any minus sign over here. Why I am not writing? Wantedly I am doing that. Why? Sin theta is minus and theta is in third quadrant. As theta is in third quadrant, according to sign of trigonometric ratios, we have studied that if theta is in third quadrant, tan and cot are positive there. So obviously even sign is negative. Even though sin theta is given as minus 7 by 25, here both values of tan theta and cot theta will take as positive sign. Therefore, now tan theta and cot theta positive values only, we have to substitute in the given expression to get its answer. Now let us solve this. 7 cot theta minus 24 tan theta divided by 7 cot theta plus 24 tan theta. That is going to be 7 times cot theta, that is 24 by 7, minus 24 tan theta, that is 7 upon 24, by it is 7 into 24 by 7 plus 24 into 7 by 24. Of course 7 7 24 24 7 7 24 24 cancel. So by we have 24 minus 7 upon 24 plus 7, that is going to be 17 upon this is 31. That is the answer for this. 24 minus 7 upon 24 plus 7. So here what is important? The important thing is sign. We have to focus on sign. If there is no sign, it is an easy question because acute will say, and already we have solved this kind of problems initially. But here we have to be careful with the sign. Minus sign is given and theta is also specified where it is exactly. Okay. Now based on this, we have to have a particular idea about sign of trigonometric ratios in all the 4 quadrants. In each quadrant, how it is, we have to have an idea. Based on that, we have to solve it. Now, if you look at the next thing, What are the trigonometric ratios of 90 plus a, 180 minus a, 180 plus a? Here one thing, if you remember, it's very easy to define all of them. One thing is, if you have any trigonometric ratio, either sine, cos, if it is like n into 90 degrees plus or minus theta, like it be sine here or cos here or any trigonometric ratio here. Now if it is n, if n is even, whatever trigonometric ratio you have, let us call it as f. F, there is no change in f. F changes to be f, that's all. Means f remains as f. If it is sine, sine remains as sine. If it is cos, cos remains as cos. Tan, tan remains as tan. No change in the function if n is even. But if n is odd, sine changes to be f, changes to some other function g. Where what is f, what is g? If it is sine, sine changes to cos, vice versa. If it is tan, tan changes to be cot, vice versa. Okay. If it is cosecant, cosecant changes to be secant. This change will be observed when here n is odd number, odd multiple of 90 plus or minus etc. That is plus or minus. Okay. Even similarly, if n is even, if it is even multiple of 90, f remains as f, means the trigonometric function remains same. There is no change in that. Okay. Let us see few examples of it. Let us take sine 90 degrees plus a value. If you look at that, it is 1 into 90, which is odd number into 90. As I told you, sine changes to cos, so it is cos a. Here one more thing, 90 plus a is in second quadrant, 90 plus theta. Okay, always remember that. Second quadrant sine is positive. So for sine of the result is always positive. That care also we have to take. For this, for writing function, n even and odd we have to see. For writing the sine, we have to see the sine of trigonometric ratio. Next, if you take cos 90 degrees plus a, that is going to be, of course, as per the rule, if n is odd, we are getting sine a, but according to sine of trigonometric ratio, the result is minus. Next, we have tan 90 degrees plus a. Tan 90 degrees plus a is equal to 90 plus a, tan, so it is cot a. What about the sine? Minus, because tan is not in second quadrant. Second quadrant only sine and cosecant are positive, rest of the values are minus. Next, if you take cosecant 90 degrees plus a, cosecant 90 degrees plus a, of course, for cosecant 90 plus a, it is secant a, of course, sine is positive, because cosecant and sine both are positive in the second quadrant. Next, if you take secant 90 degrees plus a, for secant it is cosecant a, of course, minus sine, because secant is not present there. Next, we have cot 90 degrees plus a. Cot 90 plus a, that is of course minus tan a, along with sine I am writing. Only cos, that is sine, as well as cosecant resultant will be positive. Rest of the things are of negative sign. This is what we have to observe for sine 90 plus a angle. What about 180 minus a? If we take sine 180 minus a, 180 degrees minus a. So 180 degrees is standing for 2 times of 90, even times of 90. So even times of 90 means the function remains same. Sine remains as sine. So sine a. What about its sine? 180 degrees minus a lies in second quadrant. In second quadrant sine is positive, so the sine is also positive. If we take cos 180 degrees minus a, for cos 180 means you get cos a. What about the sine? Minus, because cos is not present, means cos is negative in second quadrant. Next we have tan 180 degrees minus a. Of course, that is also minus tan a. If it is cosecant 180 degrees minus a, of course it is plus cosecant a. Okay, this is and this one both are positive. Next we have secant 180 degrees minus a, that is equal to secant 180 is minus secant a. If you take cot 180 degrees minus a, that is of course minus cot a. Only sine and cosecant remains positive, remaining all are negative here. This is about this. Now let us understand for 180 degrees plus a also. If you take sine of 180 degrees plus a, for it will be sine a, because 180 is 2 times of 90, even multiple of 90. But 180 plus a is the angle in third quadrant, so their sine is negative. Next, cos 180 degrees plus a, that is equal to minus cos a, because cos is also not there. Next we have tan 180 degrees plus a. Tan is present in the third quadrant, it is positive there, so it is tan a. Next we have cosecant 180 degrees plus a. Cosecant 180 degrees plus a is of course minus cosecant a. Next, if you take secant 180 degrees plus A, of course, that is also minus secant A, and cot 180 degrees plus A, it is of course cot A. Okay, so only here tan and cot both are present in quadrant 3, so both are positive there, so the rest of the values are negative. This is about sin 90, I mean to say 90 degrees plus A, 180 minus A, 180 plus A for all the three, all the 6 trigonometric ratios. Okay, let us solve few problems based on this. We have a problem. Yes, the problem is like this. Find the value of cos pi by 7 plus cos 2 pi by 7 plus cos 3 pi by 7 plus cos 4 pi by 7 plus cos 5 pi by 7 plus cos 6 pi by 7. What is the value of that? It looks to be very tough problem because it is in pi, whether to convert pi into degrees or simplify what to do. What is pi by 7? Pi means 180 degrees by 7. It is not exactly a standard trigonometric ratio, whose value we know. No need to confuse, no need to bother about all those things. Simply here we can use the concept of 180 degrees minus theta concept. Sin 180 minus theta, what it is? Of course it is cos 180 minus theta. Of course cos 180 minus theta is minus cos theta. Based on that concept, we can solve this problem very easily. Let us see that. Solution, if you take pi by 7, we can write as pi minus 6 pi by 7. Here, look at this, 7 pi minus 6 pi, that is pi by 7. Pi by 7, pi minus 6 pi by 7, both are same. Next, if you take 2 pi by 7, that can be written as pi minus 5 pi by 7. Okay, next if you take 3 pi by 7, that can be written as pi minus 4 pi by 7. This is the first thing. So, pi by 7, pi minus 6 pi by 7, both are same, these two are same, these two are same. This is the simple logic we are applying to solve this particular problem. Now, therefore, we have cos pi by 7 plus cos 2 pi by 7 plus cos 3 pi by 7 plus cos 4 pi by 7 plus cos 5 pi by 7. I am taking the given question, cos 6 pi by 7. That is going to be, let us not change that. Cos pi by 7, let us keep it as it is. Cos 2 pi by 7, let us keep it as it is. Cos let us write here also, here only, because already I am writing pi by 7 as pi minus 6 by 7. Here itself let us write, that is better. Rest of the values, the rest of the three values will keep as it is. Cos pi minus 6 pi by 7 plus cos pi minus 5 pi by 7 plus cos pi minus 4 pi by 7. Okay, these three values let us keep as it is. Cos 4 pi by 7 plus cos 5 pi by 7 plus cos 6 pi by 7. Okay, that's fine. That is going to be cos 180 minus theta. Cos 180 minus theta is minus cos theta, of course, minus cos 6 pi by 7, because 180 minus theta is in second quadrant, cos is not present there, so it is minus sign, plus minus cos 5 pi by 7 minus cos 4 pi by 7 plus cos 4 pi by 7, of course, plus cos 5 pi by 7 plus cos 6 pi by 7. Now if you look at that, minus plus minus cos 5 pi by 7 plus cos minus cos plus cos, they are getting cancelled and the resulting answer is 0. So here, without converting pi into radians or without finding pi by 7 value or without applying any trigonometric standard result value, we could able to solve this simply using the concept cos of 180 minus theta is minus cos theta. Fine. So this is the beauty of this particular question. Now let us do one more question. The next question is, if lambda is equal to tan 20 degrees, then find the value of tan 160 degrees minus tan 110 degrees divided by 1 plus tan 160 degrees into tan 110 degrees in terms of lambda. So the answer we have to give in terms of lambda. Fine, let us see this. Lambda is tan 120 degrees. First, let us take tan 160 degrees minus tan 110 degrees upon 1 plus tan 160 degrees into tan 110 degrees. That is going to be tan 160 we can write as 180 degrees minus 20 degrees. Okay, we are changing the form. 160 is 180 minus 20, both are same. Minus tan 110 degrees we are writing as 90 degrees plus 20 degrees. Nothing wrong because 110 is equivalent to 90 plus 20. Next 1 plus, the same thing here also, tan 180 minus 20 into tan 90 degrees plus 20 degrees. Fine. Now, tan 180 minus 20, 180 minus 20 is in the second quadrant, tan is absent there, so it is negative, so we have minus tan 20. Here of course minus tan 90 plus 20, 90 plus 20 is also in second quadrant, tan is again not present there, so again it is negative, so minus of minus we are going to have plus. Tan 90, odd multiple of 90, so tan changes to be cot, so it is cot 20. By the same thing here also, 1, it is minus and minus overall plus, it is tan 20 into cot 20. That is equal to. We are given tan 20 as lambda. If tan 20 is lambda, what about cot 20? Reciprocal, right? 1 by lambda. So we have minus lambda plus 1 by lambda upon 1 plus tan 20 cot 20. These two are reciprocal ratios. 1 cancels with the other. So the result is 1 plus 1. So that is 2. So if you find out the LCM here, we have 1 minus lambda square by, of course, the result is 2. So 1 plus 1, what I am trying to say. So it is 2 lambda. Okay. So lambda times lambda, that is lambda square. So minus lambda square plus 1 by 2. 1 plus 1 is 2 lambda. So we have 1 minus lambda square by 2 lambda as the answer for this. So the answer is in terms of lambda now. Okay.